High in Central Asia sits a country where 45% of the entire economy is money wired home from abroad. Neither oil nor factories built that number. It's wages, earned in another country, sent back one transfer at a time. It's called Tajikistan, and no nation on earth depends more on the money its people send home. Now, the scale of it. In 2024, workers abroad sent $685 billion home to low and middle income countries. That's more than all foreign investment and all foreign aid flowing into those countries combined. Development was supposed to arrive through boardrooms and embassies. Instead, the biggest river of money into the developing world is payday. Behind the money stand the people. 304 million of us now live outside the country we were born in, an all-time record. About one human in every 27. Gathered into one nation, the world's migrants would form the fourth largest country on earth, just behind the United States. Remittances are simply what happens next. The countdown starts in El Salvador, at 24% of GDP. More than 1 million Salvadorans live in the United States, and the money they wire home now out-earns everything their homeland exports. Coffee, sugar, textiles, all of it combined. Family by family, the transfers cover what wages at home can't. Next door in Honduras, the share climbs to 26%. Hondurans abroad sent back $9.7 billion in 2024, several times what the famous coffee harvest earns, and almost none of it sits in a bank. It goes straight out again. Groceries, school shoes, roof repairs, the ordinary costs of an ordinary week. Half a world away, Nepal also runs at 26%, about $11 billion a year. The trail is easy to follow. It begins in Himalayan hill villages and ends on construction sites in Doha, Dubai, and Kuala Lumpur. In many villages, nearly every working-age son is somewhere else. The mountains keep the families. The Gulf keeps the men. But getting the money home isn't free. Sending $200 costs 6.5% on average. Call it $13, skimmed before a single bill gets paid. Governments promised to push that fee below 3% by 2030. So far, the wire services are winning. On $685 billion a year, the skim alone is a fortune. In Lebanon, remittances reach 27% of what remains of the economy. When the banks collapsed in 2019, ordinary savers found their life deposits frozen behind locked counters, so the diaspora became the banking system. The state failed, the family didn't. And today, money from Paris, Sao Paulo, and Dearborn pays for Lebanon's groceries, generators, and school fees. Nicaragua matches it at 27%. Since the crackdown of 2018, hundreds of thousands of Nicaraguans have left, mostly for Costa Rica and the United States. Now the money they send back holds up the very economy they fled. Now to the Pacific, where the pattern becomes the whole country. Tonga's remittances equal 38% of its economy. Neighboring Samoa runs at 26%. And the reason is astonishing. Roughly twice as many Tongans live abroad as live in Tonga itself. When a volcano smothered the islands in ash in 2022, the first relief many families received was a transfer from Auckland. But rank by raw money instead of shares, and every country so far vanishes from the list. India received $129 billion in 2024, the largest remittance inflow ever recorded. Mexico came second at $68 billion, China third at $48. Here's the flip though. Spread across India's vast economy, that record haul is barely 3% of GDP. A fortune arrived, and the giant hardly noticed. Dependence lives in the share, not the pile, which brings the map back to its summit. Tajikistan, where remittances equal 45% of GDP, the highest share on the planet. Nearly half of everything the country earns is earned somewhere else. 10 million people at home, their economy largely abroad. Here's how it works. Roughly 1.2 million Tajiks, more than 1 in 10 citizens, work abroad, and over 8 in 10 of those workers are in Russia. In 2024, they sent home $5.8 billion. It builds houses in the Pamir valleys, pays for weddings, and keeps students in Dushanbe classrooms. Moscow's building sites are, in effect, Tajikistan's largest industry, a whole economy waiting on the wire, and that cuts both ways. When the ruble slides, or Russian job sites tighten, or migration rules harden, dinner tables in Tajikistan feel it within weeks. Nearly half a nation's income rests on decisions taken in someone else's capital. And yet, the strangest property of this money is how steady it is. Over the past decade, remittances grew 57%, while foreign direct investment into the same countries fell 41%. Investors flee bad news. Families run toward it. Through the pandemic, through wars, through defaults, the transfers kept arriving. So, read this map one final time. Every dark patch is a household stretched across a border, a wage packet in one country, a kitchen in the other. Economists file it under remittances. On the ground, it has simpler names: rent, tuition, insulin, a roof before the rains. Money sent home is homesickness, converted into groceries. Next time, half your paycheck disappears here.